I'm Gordon Ramsey. I teach at Loyola University of Chicago. I also have a research appointment at Argonne. I got involved in AAPT as a graduate student thanks to Earl Zwicker, who was a longtime AAPT member and one of the icons of AAPT. And I joined as a student, and I became a regular member after I got my master's degree. And throughout, I went over to Germany for actually 3 years while I was in the Air Force. And when I came back, I really got heavily involved in AAPT. Again, I was a grad student working on a PhD, but I was very interested in teaching. I wanted to teach at the college level and do research. And I started going to local AAPT meetings, Chicago section in particular, and Illinois section. And I met a lot of great people. Jerry Leitz just was outstanding professor at DePaul University, and he influenced me to become more involved with AAPT both locally and nationally. In about 1978, Chicago hosted one of the AAPT meetings when they were joint with APS. And I went to my first meeting, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And the best part was meeting people, meeting other teachers both at the high school and college level. And so I became more and more involved, and I realized that the more meetings I went to, the networking was very important, the sessions were very good to teach me how to teach better and to give me ideas and to what I could do to make my course more effective. And so I got heavily involved, and by the 1990s, I started getting involved in the committee structure. It actually was earlier than that. I was in the computer committee when it was first constructed, and I learned so many ways to use the computer in my courses. And once the 90s hit and I started getting more involved and went to all the meetings, the national meetings, I started getting ideas of how the department could benefit from AAPT's ideas, what people were doing to make their programs better. So at that point, I started passing along the word to my colleagues, and we started doing things that were eventually brought out by SpinUp that would enhance the department. And I think the success that we've had as a department is due in part to the AAPT ideas that we got back in the 90s with the national meetings. I've since become committee chair for the International Committee. I served on the board between 2007 2010, and I've become even more involved with the international scene in AAPT. I am the AAPT liaison to the U.S. Liaison Committee, which coordinates physics activities around the world. And I am heavily involved now in trying to get AAPT more involved in the international scene. At the same time, every time I go to a meeting, I interact with the people, with the family. We are a family. When I come here, I feel like I'm going to a family reunion, but without the fighting. So it's really a great experience. I always come back rejuvenated and with great ideas. So even though I'm doing some administrative things, I always find the ideas that I get from AAPT that apply to my teaching and my department's activities and curriculum so very valuable. And that is my story about AAPT and how much I love what I get out of it.